Well, getting ready for Kentucky, obviously another big weekend in the SEC. Everybody at this point is playing important games in the SEC. We're no different. So when we get on that bus tomorrow, I want to make sure that we have a confident group that's prepared and ready to go play our best baseball at Kentucky. And they've been a good team this year, and they're battling to get in the NCAA tournament as well. So it should be a very challenging and exciting series.
All right, raise your hand if you have a question, and we will start with Dave.
Hey, Mark, thanks for doing this today. Couple questions for you. Do you have your pitching rotation set, and what's the status of George Khalil?
Yeah, we'll go Jordan, Carey, and Farr for our weekend rotation. And George is feeling better today. He missed yesterday, obviously being extremely ill, but he is feeling better today, and we're optimistic that he'll be on the bus with us to Kentucky.
Colin?
Yeah, Mark, just what went into the decision to put Brett in that starting role, and how do you feel like he's going to do in there?
I think he'll do very well. Obviously, most of the times this year, we've asked him to go extended. He's done very well this past weekend at Vanderbilt, and so we just felt it was time to give him a chance to start the game and see how far he can go.
And obviously, Brett's closed some games for you. How comfortable are you with the back end of the bullpen right now? And just if you need someone to close, who might some of those candidates be?
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys we're confident they can get us the last 3 outs, whether it's Bosnick, whether it's Peters, whether it's Lloyd. Obviously, Sanders will go back into that role like he was early in the season, where he was really good. So we're confident in those guys that they can get the job done.
Dave?
I was actually about to ask about Will Sanders. Do you look at him as the closer? Do you hold him back for another midweek game or another spot start? Just how do you handle him going?
No, he'll be in much the same role he was early in the season. I think he got 2 decisions against Clemson early in the season, getting big outs out of the bullpen. So that's the role you can anticipate seeing him in.
Colin?
You mentioned wanting to have a confident group heading on that bus. Just do you feel like guys have lost confidence? And if they have, how do you go about building that back up when you have games, 7 games left to play?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a game of failure. So the game is always testing you. The game is always seeing how you're going to bounce back. Just so happens in the SEC, it's done even more because of the level of competition. So it's only human nature that if you struggle to get down a little bit, and we just want to make sure our guys are staying optimistic. They're staying hopeful that the great success is right around the corner. So that's our mindset. We've had so many great moments this year. We expect more in the future, and that's going to be how we approach it.
Craig Hadley?
Hey, Mark, I think you got 29 left on base over the last 2 games. I guess just when you look at that, is that just sometimes how it breaks, or have you noticed some difference in approach that's holding you guys back there?
Yeah, I think it can be a combination of a lot of things. It can be a combination of a couple guys, that might be in a little bit of a funk right now, being the ones that come up in those big situations. It can be pitchers making good pitches. It can be bad luck where you hit the ball well and it's right at somebody. It can be a lot of different things. So you just have to keep working through it. Baseball is it's a long game. You've got to focus on the long game, and you're going to go through times where all the breaks go your way. You're going to go through times when none of the breaks go your way, and you just have to keep going forward, and we'll continue to do that.
Any more questions for Coach? John?
Yeah, I know you probably aren't too deep into Kentucky prep since you just played last night, but what stands out to you about them as you've watched them over the course of the year?
Yeah, they play really good defense. Their pitching will really battle and come after you, and they've limited their walks this year as compared to the past. And then offensively, they've got some big, strong guys, but they also can run the bases some. So they're a pretty well-rounded team. And again, we'll have to be prepared for a lot of things.
Colin?
Mark, Brady's struggled a little bit, hasn't gotten as many hits as maybe had in the beginning of the year. Just how do you go about talking to him about it? What have you seen from him that needs to kind of maybe get tweaked or changed as you go into this stretch run?
I actually thought he took some really good at-bats last night. The first ball he hit of the day was crushed, just happened to go right off the pitcher's foot and turned into an out. So some of that has been bad luck, but there's no question he's not quite as hot as he was early in the season. So again, you just need to stay positive with them, keep making sure these guys know you believe in them, and help them wherever you can. Some guys need a lot of, help and guidance when they get in trouble. Some guys need to be left alone so they can kind of find it at their own pace. So just have to kind of know our players and know what each guy needs. And Brady's kind of there in the middle. He likes to work on it and kind of find it himself, but he likes some input from the coaches as well.